So today I'm going to play MLB The Show until the Arizona Diamondbacks win a World Series. The Diamondbacks were the Cinderella story of this MLB season, and even if they don't win a World Series in real life, it is a crazy achievement what they were able to do this year. Even Mad Dog Chris Russo said that he would retire if they made the World Series. I mean, he didn't live up to his word, but hey, it's kind of crazy. So today we're going to see how long it takes the Arizona Diamondbacks, this group of players right here, how long will it take for them to win a World Series? So before we get any further into the video, don't forget to check out Underdog Fantasy for your daily fantasy sports. For new customers, they're running this sign up special here on screen for Justin Herbert. Not only do you get a new sign up special, but they will match your first deposit up to $500. On top of that, they've been running a lot of featured pick'ems and other pick'em entries for the NFL, NBA, and MLB season. So if this sounds good to you, head over to Underdog Fantasy or use the link in the description down below. And when signing up, use code ANT. Like I said, you will get a new customer special. And on top of that, they'll match your first deposit up to $500. Again, that's code ANT or link in the description down below when signing up with Underdog Fantasy. So let's get into it and let's talk about this group of players who've just been electric throughout the entire postseason. Lineup wise, you look at it, Tommy Pham has been a key piece for this lineup. He just provides that spark when needed. Alek Thomas has had a couple bright spots as well. Corbin Carroll, we all know about him. He's been fantastic throughout the entire year. Ketel Marte is on a crazy hitting streak. Evan Longoria, Lourdes Gurriel Jr., and Gabriel Moreno looks like he's going to be a key piece for this team moving forward for sure. If we take a look at the pitching staff, you've got Zach Gallen, Merrill Kelly, who's been really strong in the postseason, and then Brendan Pfaadt, a guy who was up and down through the regular season, has been electric in the postseason. Louisville's finest, Bellarmine University's finest, and it'll be interesting to see how this team does in MLB The Show. So what we're going to do is we're going to sim it one season at a time, 2023, over and over and over again to see how many attempts it'll take the Diamondbacks to win a World Series. I've turned off trades. I've also not going to make any trades. That way, it's just the rosters that teams have for the 2023 season. So let's see how long it takes the Diamondbacks to win a World Series. So attempt number one didn't go too great. 74 and 88. Were we last? Were we last in the West? All right. Well, thankfully the Rockies are part of this division, but 74 and 88 doesn't fill me up with too much confidence. And quickly looking at the team, you can kind of see why. Pitching wise, it doesn't look too great. Did we have anybody under a 3 or under a 4 ERA? It was Ryan Thompson. It seems like he was our best pitcher, along with Kyle Nelson and Austin Adams. If we take a look offensively, Corbin Carroll even wasn't like electric either. He really wasn't that good. Ketel Marte was fantastic. Christian Walker was pretty good, but overall, when you look at the team, not promising. So season one, it is over. We didn't look good. I mean, team rankings wise, we were the 16th best batting average, but runs wise, I can't imagine we were that great, right? Wow, we were actually a top half offense. I don't believe that at all. I mean, the pitching has to have been like a main reason why we were bad. We were bottom. Oh wow, we were 21st for ERA, which not what you want. So attempt number one, no postseason, a losing record. Let's hop into attempt number two. So attempt number two, same lineup, same rotation, same start date, March 30th of 2023. Let's see if we get a different outcome, because we know it's definitely possible, but I feel like I'm going to need a little luck. Second attempt was a little bit better, 81 and 81. So at least we were 500, and I don't know if we just missed out on the postseason, but I can kind of feel like maybe we weren't too far off. 3 games. 3 games was the difference. We needed to win 3 more, at least. We were right there. We did have a league leader in Zach Gallen for innings pitched, and we also had the most triples in baseball, so at least we can have that going for us. Stats wise as a team, hopefully it was a little better considering we were at least 500. So 14th for batting average, so we moved up a couple spots. Offensively, I'm assuming we moved up a couple spots too. Actually, we're right in the middle. So what was the difference? Was it pitching? Because clearly there was a difference. And when we were 21st last time, this time we're right in the middle with 15th. So it seems like pitching stepped it up this time, and we'll take a quick peek to see how it looks. So Pfaadt wasn't great, neither was Nelson. But when you look at the rest of the team, honestly, yeah, it looks a lot better. Yeah, there's a couple eyesores for sure, but overall, the team definitely performed a lot better pitching wise. And if we take a quick look at what the offense is looking like, Ketel Marte, yeah, had a good season. Corbin Carroll stepped it up. Christian Walker was good with a crazy season. Gurriel was okay. Moreno, okay. Alec Thomas, and then Emmanuel Rivera. So overall, it seems like we're going to have the perfect season for them to make the postseason, because honestly, that didn't look too bad. It just seems like we fell a little bit short. Plus, we're in a tough division with the Padres, the Dodgers, the Giants. It's going to be tough. So with that being said, let's load up attempt number 3. Let's see if we can make the postseason. Speaking of getting everything right and everything perfect, 95 and 67 made the postseason as a wild card team and taking on the Padres in the first round of the postseason. So it only took 3 attempts. So we've made it to the first step, the postseason, which is awesome. That's exactly what we needed. Let's take a look and see how we rank 5th for batting average, which is huge. Runs wise, 10th. So we're definitely creeping up the standings that way. What about the pitching team? The pitching staff, how are we looking? ERA, number 6. Okay, there we go. No league leaders, no awards, but at least we're making the postseason, and it's not going to be easy. We do have the Braves up next if we do beat the Padres. So looking at it, I mean, just a quick peek. Yeah, Brandon Pfaadt once again wasn't fantastic during the regular season, but for the most part, everybody else looks like Man Supply was good. McGowl is pretty solid. I mean, that bullpen looks nasty. So there's that. And then you take a look at the lineup. Tommy Pham didn't have a bad season. Jace Peterson was okay. Longoria, not too bad. 22 home runs. Definitely will take that. Looks like what? Ooh, who was sent down? Pavin Smith. Jordan Lawler, I think, was sent down a little bit too, even though he looks like he had a really good season. So I think we should probably call up Jordan Lawler again, just because I feel like he was good. Maybe take out Jace Peterson. But Dom Fletcher was good. Perdomo was fantastic. For some reason, wait, why is he wearing a AAA uni? What's going on here? But he had a good season. Corbin Carroll, 290 with 21 home runs. Christian Walker had 34 home runs and 105 RBIs. Ketel Marte hit over 300. Gurriel hit almost 270. Why is like every other player wearing a AAA roster or AAA uni? Moreno almost 280. Alec Thomas, yeah, okay, yeah, don't worry about that. And Emmanuel Rivera hit 315. I mean, talk about a good squad right there. So attempt number 3, we're in the postseason. Can they clutch it up? That's a good start with the win. They lose that, it comes down to Brandon Pfaadt, and they end up winning anyway. So back to the top of the rotation, taking on the Braves, and 1-1. That's a tough loss right there. I mean, matching up against the Braves rather than like the Dodgers at the bottom part of the bracket, that's a tough one for sure. So sadly, even though we made the postseason, it's a fail. Attempt number 4. Attempt number 4, another postseason appearance, 93 and 69, really close to what happened last season. Again, taking on the Padres, but again, probably taking on the Braves if we make it past them. League leaders, Paul Sewald had the most saves, and Corbin Carroll, along with Ketel Marte, had a pretty good offensive season. We do have an award, and it is Hank Aaron, a Rookie of the Year for Corbin Carroll, and then a batting title. So not too bad, not too bad. I'm not too worried about awards and all that jazz. I'm more worried about how we're doing as a team. A top 5 batting average, a top 4 or top 5 offense in terms of run production, and then pitching wise, let's take a quick little peek. We have, we dropped a little bit pitching wise, 16th. So it looks like this is, man, the offense must have been cooking if the pitching staff was ranked that low and still had that good of a season, unless the rest of the league was very competitive pitching wise, because like a 4 ERA as a team really isn't that terrible. So looking at the squad here, why is Nelson, what is going on with, what is happening? Why are we wearing Braves unis? He's on the team. What has happened? Okay, what else we got going on here? Pfaadt has his best season. He's also a Brave too, apparently. I don't really understand what's going on here. The game's broken. I think the game is officially broken. We're apparently the Braves. The Arizona Braves. Is that what's going on here? We just had a merge mid-season. Okay, this is wild. Corbin Carroll had a crazy season, by the way. Same thing, not about Perdomo. Ketel Marte did hitting 347. Christian Walker, again, 30-plus home runs. I mean, the team came to play. Even Alec Thomas had a good season. I'm liking what I'm seeing. Moreno, Jace Peterson, it's playoff time. Can we have a repeat? We do. We're going back to the Braves. Can we beat them this time? Because I feel like if we beat them and we get matched up with the Cubs or the Dodgers, I'm feeling good. The thing is, it's just not a good matchup. Can we please avoid the Braves? The Braves are too good. Attempt number 5, we're back in the postseason. 91-71 taking on the Marlins. Okay, are we still... We still have the Braves. Can we like finish where the Padres are? Can we do that one? Can we finish in like 3rd place in the wild card? That'd be great. I'd appreciate that quite a bit. We do have a league leader in Zach Gallen and Paul Sewald, so there's that. And then awards, Corbin Carroll's getting Rookie of the Year. I'll take that. Team rankings wise, really quickly, we are towards the bottom offensively. That's not good. Not good. Unless for some way, shape, or form we found a way to score runs, and it doesn't look like it. 25th, and we made the postseason. What's the team ERA? Are we a top 5? Pitching carried the team this time, so there's that to look forward to. Zach Gallen is now a Cardinal, or has now returned to being a Cardinal. He was a Cardinal at one point, right? I believe he was. Or was he a Marlin? Was he a Marlin and then he was traded? Was he the Jazz trade? I think he was the Jazz trade, wasn't he? Sandy Alcantara was a Cardinal. Was he a Cardinal? I feel like he was. Now I'm getting it all twisted. He was a Cardinal. He went to the Marlins, and then he was traded to the Diamondbacks. He was the Jazz Chisholm trade. It's just, you know, I got my timelines mixed up a little bit. So he was a Cardinal, then a Marlin, then a Diamondback. I was there. I was working my way to it. Okay, Merrill Kelly, fantastic. He's a Brave too. I mean, we're just... what is going on? Nelson was decent, Brandon Pfaadt, and then Zach Davies. This game is so broken. It is crazy. Ryan Tom, I mean, the whole pitching staff was fantastic. I'm assuming the offense was pretty atrocious. Is that even Emmanuel Rivera's body that he normally has in MLB The Show? Like, now I'm starting to think they're just not even giving the right players. 35 home runs for Corbin Carroll, by the way. That's pretty good. Overall, the team looks okay, right? There's some good, there's some bad. Jordan Lawler's now the starting shortstop, but it's all about the postseason. It's all about winning, and it isn't happening on this attempt. Next attempt. 6, we're back to 500. Not the best of seasons. Honestly, I'm not even going to be too interested in how players performed, even though there were some really good seasons based on what I'm seeing. The issue is, the team didn't even make the postseason, so is it really worth talking about when the team is real bad? Like, what happened? Because I'm looking, Brandon Pfaadt had a sub-4 ERA. Where is the team struggling so bad that they didn't even make the postseason? Was the rest of the teams really good? Because I'm looking at this going, holy cow. Let me see the standings. What did we miss it? We missed by 5 games. Oh, the Braves were a wild card team. Yeah, we just got unlucky. We got unlucky. Yeah, we still finished 81-81, but yeah, tough. 80-82 on attempt number 7. Honestly, again, don't care. Team clearly was bad. 1-300 hitter. Corbin Carroll wasn't too bad. 31 home runs from Christian Walker, but it just kind of seems like the team just kind of sucked this year. Just kind of mediocre. Just a little mediocre. Let's take a peek. Yeah, just team didn't show up this season. That's okay. It's attempt number 7. Let's see what we can do in attempt number 8. And attempt number 8, 85-77 wasn't good to make the postseason, which is a little disappointing. We were 6 games out in the West, so it was a very, very competitive division. And in the wild card, we missed out by 2 games. 2 games. That's very unfortunate. Very unfortunate indeed. So looking at the team, I mean, the team was, again, okay. Pitching staff looks like they weren't the best, but the bullpen held it down. I mean, based off what I'm seeing, they got the job done. So the pitching staff was good enough. The offense was also, based on the numbers that I'm seeing here, was decent too. Like, there's really good bats. There's a couple like stinkers, but outside of that, most of the guys came to play. It just seems like this year we just got unlucky once again. Just a really good season. 85 wins you'd think would make it into the postseason, but everybody else was pretty competitive too. And I guess 85 is definitely on the lower end that you'd expect to make the postseason. But I mean, 85, and then it literally drops down to 76 wins for the team below us. So like, we were just like that one team that was good throughout the year, that didn't get invited to the party. And attempt number 9, this is what we're looking like. 88 and 74, we'll be taking on the Cubs again. Ooh, this time we're in the bot. Can we avoid the Braves just once, please? I would really enjoy that if we could avoid the Braves. How are we doing this every single time? Standings wise, we were 9 out in the West, and we had the 3rd spot. So the one time we get the spot I'm looking for, of course Atlanta's there as well. League leaders, Zach Gallen was the best pitcher WAR wise. And quickly taking a peek at the offense, we were, looks like middle of the pack at least. 14th, which again is not bad, right? Like there's, you know, Cinderella stories. Look at what they did this year. They weren't the best team in baseball, but they were good enough to get the job done and win some games when it needed to be won. So ERA wise, we are a top 10 team at least. So even when the offense is lacking a little bit, the pitching is there. And Zach Allen is now going to be playing for the Dodgers, and Merrill Kelly for the Padres, Brandon Pfaadt for the Dodgers as well. I mean, the team, again, doesn't look terrible. You know, that looks pretty terrible. That, I don't think he should be in the postseason, but that's just me. I don't understand how we had the ERA that we did as a team. Looking at the bench, some good, some bad. And then, of course, looking at the starters, Jace Peterson looks like he had a pretty good season. Rivera, not so much, but Corbin Carroll did with 16 home runs and a 270 average. Christian Walker is good for about 30 home runs, it seems. And looking at the rest of the team, there's, again, some good, some bad, but I feel like this one might be maybe good. It's just we got to face the Braves again, but first we got to beat the Cubs, and we don't do that. All right, let's do attempt number 10. So attempt number 10, and to make it in the postseason for half of the attempts so far, we have to make it this time, and currently it's not looking great. Do 80 and 82, no postseason. Honestly, don't care. Attempt number 10 is dead to me, even though Zach Allen was disgusting. He was very good, and Corbin Carroll led the league in doubles. I'm assuming he won Rookie of the Year as well, so there's that. But again, I don't care. The team was bad. The team wasn't good. Corbin Carroll did have a disgusting season, hitting 300 with 32 home runs. But as a whole, clearly the team wasn't up to it. And it's evident by the fact that they didn't make the postseason. So even though there were some good, there definitely was mostly bad. And I feel like we should probably start making some changes. We've gone through 10 attempts and we've only made the postseason 4 times. So let's see what we can do in 11. So now what we're going to do for attempt number 11 is I'm going to be allowed to make one change to the team. It can be a trade, it can be a free agent signing, but we're still in 2023. And I feel like we need one more pitcher. I feel like that's going to be key for us. I think the offense can do just enough, but I do feel like based on MLB The Show's rating, we could definitely use another starter. So I think that's what we're going to do. And I don't know who we're going to get. So let's go see what's available. I'm going to be honest, it's actually pretty hard to trade with this team. There's not a lot of assets to move that I would feel comfortable moving. So you know what? Eduardo Rodriguez is like one of the only pitchers that I could get. I could also get Lance McCullers. So which 29-year-old pitcher do I want? Could I get Christian Javier? Ooh, I do feel like he's not going to be as good for one season, so that does kind of push me away from him. But with the A potential, there's a possibility. I know we're only doing one season at a time, so is it better just to get the guy that can make an instant impact immediately? I think so. And so I'm going to go with, let's go with Eduardo Rodriguez. Lance McCullers. I feel like I need to flip a coin. We're going to go Eduardo Rodriguez. We're going to switch it up. We're going to get a lefty into the rotation. That's the trade. To our first season with a new player, 80 and 82. So about the same as what we were doing. League leaders, Gallen once again is that pitcher. And awards, Rookie of the Year, basically the only award that we can win. So looking at the squad, offensively, it doesn't look like we're a bad team. Unless the rest of the team down here is pretty bad, which it wasn't. So was the pitching the problem? I hope it wasn't. Not great, but not bad. Did he improve at all? Not really. So there's that. But looking at it, okay, that happened. We had a guy with a 16 ERA in the squad. Paul Sewald wasn't great. I mean, honestly, what happened? Because based off of the performance of the team, it doesn't look that bad. We missed by 6 games, and again, it looks like it was a pretty competitive National League. It just kind of seems like we just got in a pretty competitive sim. So attempt number 11, not good. Step number 12, of course, we're going to keep Erod into the team, but we're going to add one more player. And what is that player going to be? I feel like we should go crazy with the offense now. But where? Maybe a new right fielder? Or do we just go crazy with the bullpen? Because I feel like maybe the bullpen needs a little bit of an adjustment too. But you know what? Let's get that outfielder. Maybe we kind of switch back and forth, offense, defense. And by offense and defense, I mean offense and pitching. You know what I meant. You know what? Anthony Santander is going to be in the squad for Jake McCarthy, and Camden. We're going to rock with that, and that's going to be the team. That's going to be the move. And then Santander hops into right field. I think he's going to be good for us. He can play a little first base if needed. Still have Erod. I think the team's looking okay. 87 and 75, no postseason once again. What? 9 games out in the West. One game for the Cubs. Let me show you something. We played the Cubs earlier in the month. We split the series, and we won the series. So what caused us to lose here? Maybe this last series. Oh yeah, we got swept by the Astros. I mean, we win one of those, 2 of those, we get into the postseason, or you know, we just don't suck the regular season, and I think we make it to the postseason. League leaders wise, Ketel Marte, most home runs in baseball along with RBIs, and we have an award, Rookie of the Year, and an MVP for Ketel Marte. Take a bow. He popped off. Holy cow. So at least we had that going for us. No postseason once again. Eduardo Rodriguez, pretty nice, and so was Merrill Kelly, but other than that, it's looking kind of bleak. Pitching wise. It looks like half the bullpen was bad. Offensively, I mean, Corbin Carroll was good. Ketel Marte was good. Santander was not. Hate to see that. Christian Walker was decent. Same thing with Gurriel. But overall, just wasn't good enough. Let's go to attempt number 12. I lied. I meant number 13. And I think we get a closer. So let's go find that. I think that'll help us out a little bit. I just don't know. Felix Bautista would be kind of nice. But also, I'm trying to see who. Class A would also be pretty good. And I have a feeling he's probably not going to be that hard to trade for. And if he is, I mean, then we don't get him. It looks like he's going to be. And like I said, it's really tough to trade because they don't have a lot of high-rated players that we can move. So I'm trying to look around, seeing what else is available. Maybe a little Edwin Diaz action. Doesn't look like he's going to be too acquirable. Little Devin Williams, David Bednar. Man, there's just no one that's like close to just being like, yeah, go pick him up. That should be easy for you. So, ooh, I might be able to do something. I might be able to make this work. All right, so there's definitely somebody in this team that I can get rid of to make this possible. Who is it gonna be? Who is it gonna be? Who is it gonna be? It is going to be, do I really have to give up Tommy Troy? I really didn't want to. So there's got to be somebody else you want. Come on, anybody at all. Is it just Tommy Troy? They want Dom Fletcher. He does kind of start for us, but if that gets me a really good closer, I think we could rock with that. So that's going to be the trade. And now he's our closer with a stacked bullpen, but the CPU will adjust it for us. Overall, pretty happy with that. 79 and 83, not looking great. Honestly, we got worse, and I need to, I'm definitely stepping in because there's no reason why I need 97 different pitchers when the team isn't even doing well. I mean, Doval was pretty bad. That's disappointing. He might be a problem. Actually, the bullpen was kind of nasty. What about the starters? It could be a little bit better. I think another starter is probably where we're gonna have to head to next. Offensively, I think we're good enough. Yeah, we definitely need, I think for a full season, definitely need another starter. Next attempt. So next up, I think this is attempt number 14. Had to double check. Attempt number 14, we're getting Christian Javier. I actually could get Lance McCullers, but I'm gonna go for Christian Javier. We're gonna switch it up and be a little different. Unless I can get Framber, which I can't. I mean, oh man, is Javier the guy? Is Javier the guy? He might be. I think I'm gonna have faith. I'm gonna have faith. McCullers does look good though, but that walks per night, it worries me a little bit. 59, 43. You know what? We'll go McCullers. We'll go for the better player right off the rip. And honestly, didn't have to trade too much for him, so we'll make it work. 1972, we make the postseason, which, okay, good. We're taking on the Brewers, which might be bad. And if we win, we take on the Dodgers. So we actually avoided the Braves. Finally, awards. We've got a Delivery Man of the Year for Doval and a Rookie of the Year for Corbin Carroll, which is awesome to see. And since we're back in the postseason, let's take a look. Where do we rank offensively? 11th for batting average, but the runs is what I care about. Top 10 in the league. Quickly hopping over to ERA. Let's see if those changes have helped us out. Second best ERA in baseball. And quickly, pitching rotation, Gallen, McCullers. Erod has been okay. You got Merrill Kelly and then Ryan Nelson. Fox over here as the 6th man. I mean, that's not even the right. Now he's back in the. What's up with the Cubs? Uni, I don't understand this game. Looking at the bullpen really quickly, it looks pretty good. It looks pretty good. And then lineup, let's see here. 300 for Alek Thomas. Are we serious? We got Corbin Carroll hitting 311. Santander hitting 270 with 25 home runs. Ketel Marte hitting 300. Christian Walker, not as many home runs as I've been talking about, but an okay year. Gurriel had 30 home runs with 113 RBIs. Longoria and the Gabi Moreno, 290, 10 home runs, 56 RBIs. Pretty good. Postseason time. Let me quickly take a peek at the standings. 7 games out of the West, and we had the 3rd spot in the wild card by quite a few games, so I feel good about that. Okay, the Brewers pitchers are probably a little bit better than ours. We have Gallen, McCullers, Erod. They have Burns, Woodruff, Peralta, but that can happen. That can happen. Now Erod's gonna pitch, then Gallen's gonna follow against the Dodgers, and we lose that 2nd game. That's a tough game to lose, but we win the 3rd. Erod close it out for us. Gallen, please. Oh boy. Oh boy. This is the team that I don't want to face. I really would like to avoid them. And they swept the Phillies too. That's not good. So we have our best 3 pitchers at the top. Gallen with a postseason-esque performance. Love to see it, but we can do it. That's it. We got 1. We got 2. We got 3. And we're taking on the Rangers or the Rays in the World Series. Could we have a Rangers DBacks matchup? So let's see. Do we? We have a Rangers DBacks matchup. And Gallen has been pretty bad. So can I trust him as the day 1 starter instead of Lance McCullers, who's been pretty good? Okay, so I looked quickly because I wanted to see the pitching matchups. DeGrom is doing really good, so I want McCullers against him. Game 2, Eovaldi has close to a 10 ERA. I'm going to put Zach Gallen against him. And we do lose that 2nd game 4-1, which is tough, but we win the 2nd. Merrill Kelly loses the 4th game, so it's 2-2, but McCullers is there for us to win. Gallen, can he get his revenge against Eovaldi this time? He does, and it took 14 attempts and a couple changes to the team, but the Diamondbacks, we won a World Series. And to send him off in glory, Evan Longoria was your World Series MVP and also the playoff MVP, hitting 333 with 2 home runs and 7 RBIs. And in the postseason, talk about a good season. Talk about a good season. Talk about a good series. I mean, look at that postseason for him. Quickly taking a peek. Gallen, yeah, okay. Erod wasn't bad. McCullers was fantastic for us. Merrill Kelly, what? Merrill Kelly was roughed up. You got Nelson, who didn't pitch at all. Fott had an okay postseason, not great, but it looks like for the most part the bullpen did their job. And let's take a quick peek at the offense. Thomas wasn't great, but Perdomo was. Carroll was unbelievable. Santander was a little quiet. I just think the pitching, that addition of those 2 starting pitchers really made the difference to get us to the postseason and also give us a little bit of an edge against the other postseason opponents. Because offense, they went a little quiet. I just think the pitching did it. That was it. The pitching did it. So there it is. It took how many attempts for the Diamondbacks to win a World Series? But again, I think the Diamondbacks could be a sneaky team. They're putting up a good fight in real life. They could win a World Series. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, thumbs up down below. And if you want to see some more franchise content, check out the video on screen now. I think you'll really enjoy it. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.